Water, its existence is essential to us. It keeps us hydrated, it cleans us. It's a home for plenty of marine creatures. It's one of the world's most beautiful factors. However, people have begun to take water for granted. They assume that they'll never run out because of all of the rainfall and water we have on Earth. Lovely days at the beach and a cold glass of clean water will one day be no more for one reason: water pollution. Water pollution is a global issue. Litter, harmful substances, and bacteria are being thrown into the oceans like it's a universal trash can. It is believed that there will be more plastic than fish in the water by 2045.
Define water pollution.
I think in the most general sense, water pollution is anything that shouldn't be there. So, litter, plastics, even, I guess, fishing lures, wires, napkins, paper, just anything that's not supposed to be in that ecosystem.
Do you believe water pollution is something urgent and people should take action?
I do think it's urgent. There was a study I saw the other day, not a study, but an article where a whale had died and washed up on the shore, and they found 200 pounds of garbage in the whale's stomach. And most animals, they say, even fish that are caught that we consume, they have plastic in their bellies. I think that people are not paying attention to things like the cancer correlation with polluted water and polluted air. I think that even water in plastic bottles is probably bad for us. So yeah, I think it's urgent.
How have your experience at beaches been in recent years? Have they ever been shut down?
Well, that hasn't happened to me per se, where the beaches were closed, although a couple summers ago I went to a beach and they closed it because there was sewage, like high levels of sewage in the water. But I think overall what I see most at beaches for litter is cigarette butts. If you sit in the sand, just all over the place. But also plastic bags. I see plastic bags a lot at the beach. Broken glass, bottles.
Main causes of water pollution.
I would say plastic is probably number one, between plastic bags floating around. I'm glad to see that Connecticut has been charging for plastic bags now, because I think people are using those less. But I would say anything from plastic bottles, plastic bags, bottle caps, zip ties, the things that hold your six packs together. I think plastic is definitely the number one pollutant.
Why do you think people use plastic?
Because it's cheap and convenient and easy. I think part of it is we're lazy. It's easy to wrap something up in a plastic bag that you can just throw away, rather than, pack it in a glass dish that you have to wash. I wish plastic was actually never invented. I think that our pollution has, probably quadrupled in the last few years from plastic. People use plastic for a lot of reasons. I mean, it's convenient, it's cheap. It's cheaper to buy Tupperware than it is to buy a bunch of glass. It's also lighter. So for example, our glasses, plastic is lighter than glass. I think there's a lot of reasons. It's mostly out of convenience.
Can you describe the water in our local beaches and lakes?
Most people, when I say that I like to paddleboard, and when I go in the water in West Haven, people are like, ew, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? It actually doesn't look that bad. I mean, I've never tested the water. I know the water around here in Morris Cove, I would not go in because of that poop plant down the road, the sewage plant. It's just too close for comfort. Seen lots of things in the water that shouldn't be there, but I haven't really been to many lakes around here.
Do you know about the quality of the tap water?
So there is this website you can go to and put in your zip code and check the safety levels of the water in your area. And I've done that. I don't understand the science of it and what some of the chemicals are, but we have in this area in New Haven and West Haven unacceptable levels of certain chemicals according to the EPA. I try not to drink tap water. I will put tap water like in a tea kettle, knowing that it's going to boil, and hopefully that will burn things off. But even if you think about like your shower water, it's going in your body. There's no filter there. So I try not to drink tap water. I drink a lot of seltzer, or I will buy bottled water, which is a huge waste because then you're buying plastic. But our tap water scares me for sure.
Do you know about the dangers of our current water? If so, how did you find out?
Well, I read a lot, and I have done my research about, like I said, about our own water. Sometimes I don't want to look at what all those chemicals mean. I don't necessarily want to know about what I've already done, to my body. Especially around things where you can't change the past. So to the extent that I want to know, I've read about stuff.
Do you own a purifier at home? If so, do you use it often?
I don't have one, but I need to get one. I want to get a Brita filter, or there's another brand that I looked into. So.
When was the last time you used plastic or anything non-biodegradable?
Well, that's an interesting question. So I try to do little things. So I bought myself a set of bamboo utensils that I bring to work every day instead of having plastic forks, plastic spoons. I have a bamboo straw instead of drinking out of plastic straws. I swapped out all of my Tupperware for glassware. I even have little brown paper sandwich bags instead of plastic. But the reality is we use plastic every day. I get a Dunkin' Donuts cup of coffee, the lid is plastic, even though they just switched from styrofoam to paper cups. Again, my glasses are plastic, my shampoo bottles are plastic. Plastic is everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. The, case on my phone is plastic. So to that extent, the things that are like, relatively permanent, I do use plastic, but if it's disposable, I try not to buy plastic. So.
EWG states that our tap water has 303 times the recommended amount of total THM that can cause cancer in people of all ages. They believe that THM should be kept to an absolute minimum of 0.15 ppb, while our waters have 45.4 ppb. The tap water, while it is highly regulated, still has these types of contaminants and bacteria in the water at some point. They go through many different procedures to clean it, but it all starts with lakes and oceans. In CT, the DWS is responsible for the administration of state and federal water regulations. Long Island Sound is a home for many different creatures, including plants and animals. Its waters haven't been the best in recent years, though. Raw sewage accidentally leaked into CT lakes and rivers, which eventually flowed into the Sound. There wasn't a risk for CT residents, however, it could have easily damaged the water. Lighthouse Point is loved by many families in New Haven, and people frequent it nearly every summer. In 2015, there was a major shutdown at Lighthouse Point that had lasted for 18 days. The reason was because of the high levels of bacteria and chemicals in the water. It was deemed unsafe for CT residents. It allegedly caused frequent vomiting and diarrhea to people who swam in the water. Thankfully, it has been getting better. CT Long Island Sound beaches fared well in a new report on water quality from the nonprofit Save the Sound organization. Using data collected from each town's Department of Public Health, the study graded each Long Island Sound beach in CT and New York based on contamination levels from 2016 to 2018. 10 of CT's Long Island Sound beaches received A+ ratings for all 3 years, according to a report. The water at each beach was tested at least once a week, sometimes even more frequently throughout the swimming season, which typically runs from Memorial Day to Labor Day, Lindroth said. The Save the Sound organization is one of many nonprofit groups that strive to fix the waters in CT. It's a small step, but it's encouraging to know that people are attempting to rid the waters of the contamination. There are many simple ways of reducing the amount of pollutants and trash you use, such as not pouring oil from cooking or any other type of fat, oil, or grease down the sink. Using a compost pile from vegetable scraps is beneficial to you and the environment. You can use the compost to make gardens to plant fruits and vegetables. Minimizing the use of pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. And finally, purchasing a type of water filter like Brita or Zero Water. In conclusion, there are simple yet effective ways to correct the pollution. You could purchase biodegradable products or recycle more. It's as easy as blinking. You could easily go to the store and buy a reusable water bottle. It's an easy way to help our planet out, and it benefits you as well.